of 106.1 FM. Always good afternoon, sorry. 106.5, my apologies. Always a pleasure to be in your company, talking health from a natural and integrated perspective. Last program, we actually had the opportunity to touch a bit on diabetes. We also had a few questions on hormonal imbalance. And today, of course, we continue in that hormonal imbalance trend where we actually discussing thyroid and thyroid health. So we're going to discuss that. Of course, we're going to highlight to you telephone numbers, locations where you could actually come have your blood analysis done. And of course, any questions that you may have regarding health, you can feel free, of course, to contact us. I will allow Third Base to just give you that information before we continue.
Folks, on numbers, as we're talking holistic health right now, it's 627-3223, 625-2257, and of course, your WhatsApp messages, only 306-1065. Once again, 627-3223, 625-2257.
Great. So when we're speaking about the thyroid, we're actually discussing the endocrine system. So the endocrine system primarily involves glands, and glands are responsible for the production of hormones. What are hormones? Hormones are chemical messages in the body that your body basically uses to carry out a number of functions. So as regards to the thyroid, when you're looking at your thyroid health, you're looking at, for example, something known as T3, which is produced by the thyroid, also T4, as well as something known as TSH, which is thyroid stimulating hormone. Now, the thing is, why is that important? So if you have been diagnosed with a thyroid problem, so for example, you may be told that you have hypothyroidism, which simply means that you have a low thyroid function, or you could be diagnosed with hyperthyroidism, which is a high thyroid function. And then there are certain symptomologies or issues that would go along with that. So I'll give you an example. If you have a high thyroid function, because your thyroid gland is responsible for balancing calcium in the body, because your thyroid controls how much calcium leaves your bones to go into your bloodstream to ensure that your blood remains alkaline at all times. If your thyroid is overactive, it means it can actually pull too much calcium from your bones at any given time and actually put too much calcium in your blood, which is something known as condition where you have high levels of calcium in your blood, but you will also have osteoporosis because too much calcium has come out from the bones. So that was just to highlight and help persons to understand how important it is to maintain proper thyroid health. Some persons will ask the question, well, what really causes thyroid issues? We know it has some aspect of mineral deficiency, primarily iodine, magnesium, manganese, selenium deficiency in the body, but it also plays a significant role which as regards to stress, because some years ago, like maybe about maybe 10 years ago, you would have heard, or 15 years ago, thyroid problems were more current or more popular rather, or frequent among women as opposed to men. However, now we have a lot of men now with thyroid problems, especially hypothyroidism, and that has been linked not only to mineral and vitamin deficiency, malabsorption, problems with digestion, but it's also linked to stress. Simply because if you have high levels of stress in the body, which is cortisol, you end up with high inflammatory response. And because of high levels of inflammation, you now have a situation where the thyroid is giving you problems. So that's something that I needed to clarify for the last program that I was actually doing. Let me just say a pleasant good morning to our, good afternoon rather, to our social media listeners. We are live. We are Batson and Associates Limited on Facebook. On Instagram, we are Batson and Associates TT, and on YouTube, we are Batson and Associates Trinidad. So you can always feel free to message us there, send your queries, that type of thing. The telephone number for the Shoguna's office, that number is 222-8261. That's 222-8261. And the WhatsApp for that number, for that office rather, is 314-9975. That's 314-9975. You're listening to Dr. Jason Batson, the Senior Medical Director at Batson and Associates, where we support your health naturally. Let me just quickly say a pleasant good afternoon to Miss June Jatan, as well as Miss Carol Myers. And we have a question here where Miss Lal Sao is asking, could thyroid problems cause you to put on weight? And of course, the answer is yes, because if you have hypothyroidism or low thyroid function, it can actually interfere with your metabolism. And as a result of that, you find it's more difficult to lose weight. One of the other issues too as well with thyroid problems is that women who are going through menopause or women who may be either premenopause, menopause, or postmenopause can actually end up with thyroid issues where you have thyroid nodules, you have problems with high thyroid function simply because of the hormonal transition that women go through when they are actually experiencing menopause. So that's something you also need to pay very close attention to. And of course, at Batson Associates, that is something that we actually deal with as well. So you can feel free, of course, to give us a call or visit. We have our open clinic day segments that we're doing where myself, I'm usually in Shoguna's office on a Wednesday. However, this Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, which is the 17th, the 18th, and the 19th, as well as the week after that, which is going to be the 24th, the 25th, and the 26th, we have our walk-in clinic day in Shogunas. So that means you do not necessarily have to have an appointment, but if you are doing the blood work and the scan work, the magnetic resonance, then you just need to fast for an hour and a half, 2 hours. So that telephone number, again, you can call is 222-8261, 222-8261, or the WhatsApp is 314-9975. Again, that's 314-9975.
Questions here?
Yes, sir.
Questions? Yeah. It is pre-menopause treatable. It's pre-menopause treatable.
Yeah, yes, of course, it is definitely treatable. The thing is, a lot of persons do not know how prevalent PMS is, which is postmenopausal syndrome. It is very treatable with integrative hormone replacement therapy. The thing is, there's a treatment protocol known as hormone replacement therapy. The thing is, you need to be careful with that because when women are going through menopause, that change in the human body, you're going to experience a number of things. And it's a matter, again, of bringing back balance to the endocrine system, gastrointestinal system, and most importantly, the central nervous system. Because you find women who have serious problems with PMS, they end up with insomnia, depression, anxiety, serious mental disturbances. So it's a matter, again, of actually bringing back balance. So that's just a long way to say, yes, it could be corrected. And of course, you could always come in for a consultation. We may not necessarily have to do blood work initially. A consultation would suffice in the beginning. And then, of course, we will go from there. If you have any blood reports, so you have T3 tests, T3, T4, TSH, thyroid ultrasounds, you just walk along with those. So we'll be able to review those for you. Okay?
Yes. Good day, doctor. To you, what exactly causes thyroid disease?
Good. So, as I was saying before, usually it has to do with mineral imbalances in the body. Iodine plays a significant role in thyroid health. However, iodine is not the only thing that plays that role. You have things like selenium, zinc, manganese, magnesium, potassium, sodium. The problem that a lot of persons have, especially persons with thyroid issues, is you also have a digestive problem. Also, you have to understand that proper digestion or assimilation is required for your body to utilize those nutrients in order to do whatever corrective work they need to do in the body, or just do work in general, normal functioning of the human body. But if you're malnourished, unknowns to you, because you could be eating, you could be taking vitamins, you may be having an excellent diet, but however, you're still sick. And of course, you find that strange because if I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, I'm exercising, I'm doing everything, why am I experiencing these problems? And the answer is you have what is known as malabsorption. Now, one of the things we do at Batson Associates is something known as integrative gastroenterology. Now, what that means is that we basically take an in-depth look into the gastrointestinal system. I may refer you to have an endoscopy done or colonoscopy. When we get that report and we do the blood analysis, it gives us an opportunity to look at the entire aspect of the gastrointestinal system and now make the necessary corrections. So a lot of persons may have poor digestive problems, i.e., bloating, gas, acid reflux, or what is referred to as GERD, which is gastrointestinal reflux disease. Some people may have even worse problems like irritable bowel syndrome, diverticulitis, Crohn's disease, and those fall in the category of inflammatory bowel conditions. All of those going to interfere with the way your body assimilates or digests food. And of course, if it is not corrected, then the problem will just further exacerbate. So that's something that you need to pay close attention to. And as I said, that's something that we quite effectively correct at Batson and Associates. So you can call that number again, 222-8261, 222-8261. And the WhatsApp is 314-9975, 314-9975. To this?
I've got a question here. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Water, the alkaline water that they sell in the grocery, is that good? The drink, is that better than the other regular types of water?
That's a politically correct question, boy. What I could say is this. Alkaline water does have its benefits. As regards to brands, I obviously would not say anything about any specific brand. I could speak about the one that that basically is Batson and Associates own, which is Alkagen. And the thing is, that particular water has something known as ORP. ORP is an acronym for oxidative reduction potential. So people who work in like, for example, oil and gas and those type of things, they would be familiar with that terminology. And what that simply means is that the water has antioxidant properties, because water in its natural state supposed to have minerals in it. Now, you might see some persons advertising mineral water, which actually is better water, because if you use reverse osmosis in the production of water, you actually strip the water of minerals. And the only way you're supposed to have that is if you're doing like distilled water. So to answer the question, it is better, yes, once you are dealing with a brand that is truly authentic and that type of thing. So you have to know which brand you're using, and once you're comfortable with that, then go ahead and use it. The one that we have at Batson and Associates, as I said, that is Alkagen. And apart from ORP, you have something known as surface tension. And the water is also a multi-clustered water, which means the particle size is smaller. A lot of persons would realize that when you drink water, some people drink water and they might drink like just a half glass of water or an 8-ounce glass of water, and they feel full. Because that's one of the arguments that you get from a lot of people why they don't drink water. They say, first of all, water doesn't taste good. And two, it has you feeling full and bloated. The reason for that is that that water that is having you feeling like that is not necessarily the best, simply because the water is not absorbed from a cellular level. You'll find when you use Alkagen water and such type alkaline water, the first thing that's supposed to happen when you drink that water is that you're supposed to urinate much faster than you urinate before. And the reason for that is that it goes through the system very quickly, but it goes through from the cellular level. And with that, you find that the body is actually able to utilize the water better. Another thing, you're not supposed to drink cold water. Ideally, you try and drink your water at room temperature so that the body is able to utilize the water immediately. If you drink cold water, your body cannot use cold water. It has to bring it to body temperature first and then use it. So that's something to pay close attention to.
Nice one. Great. That's it for questions.
Okay, good. So one of the things too as well, as it relates to thyroid problems that I needed to touch on is something known as thyroid nodules or thyroid cysts. Now, the thing is, you can get nodules and cysts in any part of the body. You could have nodules in your kidneys, you could have cysts in your kidneys, you could have cysts in your uterus, whatever the case may be. Cysts can be in any part of the body. But cysts are primarily an indication of waste residue that remains in a place that it is not supposed to be in. You have something known as your something known as your lymphatic system. You have 7 channels of elimination in the human body. You have your kidney, colon, bloodstream, liver, lymphatic system, skin, and your lungs. Your lymphatics is responsible for ensuring that waste leaves the organs properly, i.e. all organs, gallbladder, kidney, that entire system. The problem with a lot of persons is that they suffer from what is known as lymphatic sluggishness. How do you know that? Signs of that would be swollen. If you have swelling feet, for example, you get up in the morning and you find your feet is very normal size, but by the time you walk and throughout the day, your feet begins to swell. Lymphatic sluggishness, poor circulation. Your ankles swell alone. lymphatic sluggishness, excess problems with headaches, excess tiredness, again, lymphatic sluggishness. So it's a matter of simply addressing those 7 channels of elimination. There's a product we use at Batson Associates called Santulan, which actually is a 7-channel detox. It's a tea, very easy to use, primarily liquid all the way. But what it does is clean those 7 channels. So kidney, colon, bloodstream, liver, lymphatic system, skin, and your lungs. The reason why that is advantageous is because your cardiovascular system has a pump, which is your heart. Your lymphatic system cleans your cardiovascular system, but your lymphatic system does not have a pump. Your lymphatic system works with gravity, water, yes, water. So your lymphatic system only recognizes water. It cannot recognize coffee, tea, juice, soda, anything like that. It can only use water to clean the cardiovascular system. So that's very, very important. Again, and the rule for drinking water is your body weight divided by 2 in ounces. So somebody who is 300 pounds cannot have the same water requirement as someone who's 150 pounds. It's like when you're doing surgery. Anybody who has to do the anesthesiologist is going to have to take your weight and height and everything into consideration before they put you to sleep to do that surgery. Anesthetic for a 5-year-old and anesthetic for a 30-year-old man is going to be completely 2 different things, because you get anesthetic based on weight and height and those type of things. And the same applies to water. You drink water based on your body weight. Okay?
Somebody's asking here, they said they boil their tap water before drinking it. Is that good or bad?
Yeah, that's good. Boil, get a filter. I mean, they have filters selling left, right, and center all over the place now. Good filters at that too. Once you have a filter that has some aspect of charcoal inside of there, you don't have a problem. So boil your water, filter your water. That's not a problem.
Somebody's asking, any home remedies for poor circulation in the brain?
Poor circulation in your brain. Okay, so you have 3 types of circulation primarily. You have pulmonary circulation, which is above your heart. Systemic circulation is below your heart, and you have something known as peripheral circulation. Now, if you're looking at poor pulmonary circulation, which is poor brain circulation, I mean, home remedy, look at your water intake. That's the first thing. Hydration is everything. Anyone who would have had any poor circulation problems in the brain, for example, TIAs, which are transient ischemic attacks, which medically known as mini strokes, or even hemorrhagic or ischemic strokes. When you look at those persons, you would realize that they have problems with circulation in the brain. So proper hydration is one. There's some stretching exercises that you can actually do. I mean, I always tell people after God is Google, after Google is YouTube. So go and actually look at exercises. There are stretching and breathing exercises that you can actually do to help to improve circulation in the body in general. As regards to taking anything from a supplemental perspective, there's a product we carry at Batson Associates known as Optimizer. Now, Optimizer is something known as a free radical scavenger. So what it does, it actually looks for free radicals in the body and take those out of the system, because we know free radical damage or oxidative stress is what contributes, or one of the contributing factors to disease, diabetes, things like Alzheimer's, Parkinson, those type of central nervous system problems. So that product is actually used 1 capsule in the night before you go to bed. But what it does is actually improves that pulmonary circulation. You find persons who may have problems with their eyes, so you may have blurred vision, you experience problems with glaucoma. Once you have glaucoma, whether it's open angle or close angle glaucoma is high ocular pressure. It means you have a circulation to the brain issue that needs to be corrected. And again, that's something that we deal with quite successfully at Batson and Associates. Excuse me.
We do have a call coming in here.
Yes, sir.
627-3222. 625-2257. Feel free to call back that caller. 627-3223. 625-2257. Once again, you're listening to Batson Associates. Let's take the call. Hello, good afternoon. Okay, man.
You're going to find out about what, sorry?
You want from England?
You see,
on that brand?
yeah, on that brand, yeah. I can answer your question generally, but I wouldn't. I would have to be very careful in what I say, and obviously I wouldn't, Those things are what you'll have to do. As I said, people need to, for yourself, do your own research if you want, but I wouldn't come, obviously, on a program like this and it'll speak anybody brand. I'll be looking for a lawsuit. What I could say to you is, do your investigation, do your research, but get the water correct, regardless of whatever water you're drinking, because everybody drinking some kind of water right now. So the point is, from the perspective of you wanting to be healthier, understanding the basic aspect and the rudimentary aspect of being healthy. And one of those rudimentary and basic principles of being healthy is actually proper hydration. I mean, I could tell you, when we do blood analysis, one of my areas of specialization is integrative nephrology. So I deal with a lot of kidney patients. I would get patients who are stage 5 and stage 4 kidney, and we carry them up. Once they follow proper instruction, proper diet ethics, we can move you from a stage 5 kidney to a stage 3. We can move you from a stage 4 to a stage 2. I've done that on numerous occasions in the past, but it has to come down to the individual, one, being properly assessed, and two, understanding where you are and what you need to do to get from point A to point B. And that's why I always try to help persons to understand the importance of drinking water. Generally, most people do not drink sufficient water, even children. We have problems with women now, these young ladies now. If you have daughters who are like 15, 14 years, you're in real problems because they have problems with very painful menstrual cycle. These young women, when they get a menstrual cycle, they can't even go to school. They're non-functional. And the reason for that is that a lot of them now have serious hormonal imbalance as a result of a simple thing as being dehydrated. I always tell persons, you're not a good doctor when they ask you 4 questions. These are the 4 questions. How much water do you drink? How often do you go to the washroom? What do you eat on a daily basis? Give me an example of what your breakfast, your lunch, and your dinner is. And a lot of you would realize in those questions, most people are not doing what they're supposed to do. So if it is you come to me and you have high blood pressure, you have diabetes, you have cardiovascular disease, you have thyroid problems, you're a man and you have problems with your prostate, all the other questions are irrelevant if I do not know how much water you're drinking. Why? Because you essentially causing your own problem. So if you're not properly hydrated, what it is we're going to do? You have problems with stoppage of water. There's a problem that we have in Trinidad and Tobago currently with prostate cancer. Look at our numbers. Our numbers with diabetes, we're just getting worse. Cardiovascular disease, we're getting worse. Obesity, worse. As it relates to hormonal imbalance, cervical cancer, and all these type of cancers. So it's obviously we're doing something wrong. The question is, you have to look at it from the root cause and of the particular issue. Because when I was doing the program recently, I was highlighting to someone hypertension. A lot of people would think that they have hypertension, but the question is, which type of hypertension do you have? Do you have primary hypertension or secondary hypertension? 99% of the people who have hypertension don't even know. Why? Most of the time the doctor didn't tell them. But primary hypertension is hypertension that is simply hypertension by itself. Secondary hypertension is hypertension caused by another issue, which could be constipation, endocrine problems, hormonal imbalance, mineral imbalance, a number of things. So the question is, the symptomology is hypertension. What is causing your hypertension? Because if let's say person A has hypertension, person B, person C, person D, person E, all of those persons do not have hypertension for the same reason. Cannot. Impossible. We have to determine what is causing your hypertension, in this particular case as an example, and then work on that. And that is what we do at Batson and Associates. So if you know you make up your mind and you want to do work and you're serious, because if you're not serious, that's quite all well and good. We don't need you. Quite well and good. I especially, I'm not dealing with that stress. We want people who understand, listen to me. This is where I am. This is what I need to do. And this is where I want to be. And this is what I'm going to do. If you're not going to do that, that's no problem. Somewhere else. But it's a matter, because you see, what we have to understand with our health is that we have to take decisive action as regards to your health. Don't blame your diabetes on your mother and your sister and your cousin and the dog and somebody else. That has nothing to do with them. Nothing to do with them. Lifestyle diseases are just that, lifestyle diseases. If your lifestyle got you there, then your lifestyle should be able to take you out of there. You have to be willing to do the work. And that's the problem with most people. They don't want to stop the fast food. They don't want to get up and exercise. They don't want to drink water because you're busy, you're too tired, you're too lazy, whatever the case may be. But at the end of the day, you have to understand that if you don't make that concerted effort, you are going to end up by a doctor or you're going to end up in the hospital. And, the old people have a saying, when water more than flour, an ounce of prevention is better than a pound of cure. And that's what, we practice at Batson and Associates. It's a matter of dealing with the root cause of the problem and not necessarily dealing with a symptomology. You have to deal with that particular issue. So again, feel free to take advantage of that open clinic day that we're having in the Shoguna's office. Yours truly, I'll be there. I'll be just doing the review consultations. My consultants would do all the blood testing and everything. So I would just do the review. And that would be from Monday. That's Monday the 17th, Tuesday the 18th, Wednesday the 19th. And the week after that, which is Monday the 24th, Tuesday the 25th, and Wednesday the 26th, I believe it is there. So feel free to give us a call. That number again is 222-8261. That's 222-8261. And the WhatsApp is 314-9975. Yes, third base.
Question coming here.
Yes, sir.
Really important one. A lot of water questions.
Yeah, they go.
Rainwater for human consumption. What do you think about that? Rainwater.
The thing is, I believe some years ago you could drink rainwater and it could be all right. But if you look at the news and the world we live in with all this global warming and pollution and everything, I mean, you think you really want to be drinking rainwater? I mean, it depends on the locality and the location you get the water. That, of course, is going to be a factor. But again, boil and filter. A filter makes a big, big difference. And as I said, filters are not, $3 million. It's very easy. Or hopefully easy, if you put up piece by piece and at least get a proper filter and at least filter your water. That is going to make a significant difference. Tap water has a pH of 7, which is good, which is in the middle of which is primarily alkaline. When you go beyond 7, you're going alkaline. 7 is neutral, and below 7 is acidic. And you actually have acid water on the market. If it is, you test certain brands of water, you're going to realize that. But again, that's what I'm saying. You need to do your due diligence. Nobody's going to do that for you. And, once you determine what is good enough for you and what is working for you, then continue doing that. Okay?
All right. Once again, folks, the numbers are 627-3223 and 625-2257. You're talking to Dr.Batson, of course, Holistic Health, with all your questions. 306-1065 for the WhatsApps only.
Good. Let me say again a pleasant good afternoon to our social media. We are Batson and Associates Limited on Facebook. On Instagram, we are Batson and Associates TT, and on YouTube, we are Batson and Associates Trinidad. We have a question here where Ms. Regina Murray is saying, what you spoke about the body in terms of absorbing, I believe that is happening to me. If you go to the washroom and you look back, should you see what you have eaten? Of course, no, definitely not. And that's actually a very good question. The thing is, without trying to be, rude and facetious or anything like that, when you look at bowel movement, a lot of people do not understand that if you're seeing parts of what you eat in the washroom, like, for example, you eat like things like lettuce, spinach, that type of thing, rice, peas, that's a bad thing. One, it means that you're not chewing your food properly, which is something a lot of people are guilty of. There's a reason why you have teeth. If, God forbid, you no longer have those and you have a plate, use it as best as you can, but try your best and chew your food properly. That's the first aspect of digestion. Another thing, you do not eat and drink simultaneously. So you do not eat and drink at the same time, because what that does, it dilutes the digestive juices in the gastrointestinal tract and it slows down your digestion. So it means a meal that would have taken 2 hours, 2.5, 3 hours to digest, when you eat and drink simultaneously, especially if you use things like sodas and coffee and all those things, you can move your digestion to about 9 hours. Now, if you add some meat inside a day, especially meat that is like red meat, so things like beef and that kind of thing, well, you add that to about 16, 18 hours. So it means that your digestive system is being overworked because you have compromised the body's ability to properly digest the food. There's a reason why the World Health, the last report on digestive health that the World Health Organization had produced. I can't remember if it was 2021 or something like that. When you look at the amount of people in the world that have acid reflux, gastrointestinal reflux disease, bloating, Crohn's disease, irritable bowel, the numbers are getting more and more and more. And the reason for that, as I said, is that your food is not being assimilated properly. So if you're listening to this program and you're saying in your mind, but I always eating good, I exercising, I'm trying to lose weight, and nothing is happening for you, that is where it is, your gastrointestinal system. Do you digest food properly? That's the question. And the thing is, when we do the blood analysis at Batson and Associates, because that blood analysis, we use capillary blood, which is from the tips of your finger. We put it under high-powered microscopes, and it's magnified 3,000 to 5,000 times, depending on the lenses that we're using and the background, whatever the case may be. But there's something in there that we're going to see called biological terrain, and we're also going to see the presence of enzymes or the lack of enzymes, and most people do not have that. So as a result of that, your digestion is slowed. So it makes it very easy for you to get a big stomach. It makes it very easy for when you eat, you feel very lethargic and sleepy. It makes it very easy for you to have problems with headaches, low energy, especially when you have low energy in the morning, but you find in the night you tend to be, as people say, I'm a night person. It's not necessarily that you're a night person. It's just that because of what your body has to do during the day, and because of that situation with not being able to digest the food the way it's supposed to, you're lethargic in the morning. So you're very tired because digestion takes a lot of energy. So the problem is, because of that malabsorption and that poor digestion, you're very tired during the day, and then you finally get it over with, and then in the night you're up. So it means again that the body is out of balance, and you need to correct that imbalance there. So again, that telephone number, someone is asking what's the number for Debe. Debe is located on the corner of Ramsamooch Trace and the SS Erin Main Road in Debe. That telephone number is 223-7515. That's 223-7515. St. James is Red Edge Mall, Western Main Road, St. James. That telephone number is 220-8113. That's 220-8113. And Tobago is the Triangle Building in Scarborough, Tobago. That number is 226-4553. Again, 226-4553. Any more questions to this?
Right here. High blood pressure. Anything there to treat high blood pressure there, Dr. Batson?
Okay, hypertension. So we know what hypertension is. Hypertension is high pressure in the arteries. Again, what is your water intake? Check that. Are you drinking your body weight divided by 2 in ounces? Do you have any problems with your kidney? When was the last time you did a kidney function test, renal function, creatinine, bond, potassium? When was the last time you did something known as a GFR, which is a glomerular filtration rate? So the reason why I'm saying all of this, because if you realize when I answer a question, I just answer a question. I'm very detailed in what I say. And there's a reason for that. Because if you have a hypertension problem, we need to determine, one, what type of hypertension you have. Is it primary hypertension or secondary hypertension? We also need to determine how long you have been hypertensive, and most importantly, what is the current condition of your kidneys? Why? Most hypertension patients, especially if you have chronic hypertension and you use a lot of medication for it, you are just waiting to be on a dialysis machine. Mind your business. It means you need to know your numbers. So to answer that question, there are a number of things that you could do, but details as regard to your details are very important. It could be the number of medication you use. There, for some people, for example, depending on the type of hypertension you get, the doctor is going to give you a calcium channel blocker and a beta blocker. So you might get something like maybe nalpril or atenolol, nifedipine, that type of thing. Or they might give you a beta blocker with diuretic. So you may get something like Lasix or Bendro or something like that. But it depends on what your hypertension is, and the type of hypertension that you have. Person A's hypertension and person's B hypertension doesn't necessarily have to be the same thing simply because it is hypertension. And that's something that a lot of people don't understand, because with the blood analysis, it means that we get in a mirror image of the internal aspect of the body, but not only the internal aspect of the body, but the aspect of the body as it relates to the basic functioning. How is your digestion? Do you have parasites? Do you have pathogens? When we do blood analysis, we see something known as Candida albicans, which is a yeast, which belongs to the category of pathogen. All pathogens are living organisms. They eat and they excrete. So if you have a lot of yeast, you may be a male. So men don't know when they have yeast. Women only know when they have yeast because of the way women are designed as it relates to the reproductive system. So females tend to get yeast infection. Now, the thing is, men have yeast as well, but most men, you would not get to be able to see that. It's not, what's the word I'm looking at? It's not seen on the body easily. But if you have things like dandruff, problems with your scalp, you have lota. It have some people would say, I have lota for years. Since I know myself, I have lota, and it's the big black lota. No, it means that you have gastrointestinal problems, pathogens that is now causing that particular problem. So you may have problems with headache. Like I tell people who suffer from headache, you're not suffering from headache. You just need a proper cleanse and detox, and you need proper hydrating. And again, that's something that we do at Batson and Associates. So feel free to give us a call. That telephone number again is 222-8261. That's 222-8261. And of course, database 223-7515. We'll be providing information as regards to when I'll be doing Tobago, but of course that branch will be opening this month here, the new office that is. So again, you can take advantage of that particular situation. 222-8261 as well as 314-9975.
Somebody wanted to know, do you have any branches down in the south, deep south?
Deep South, DB? Well, the DB is as far as we go for now. So yeah, that DB number again, that's 223-7515. My clinic day in DB is usually on a Saturday, but then you could always call the office and they will let you know. Our consultants, Mr. Paul Green, Ms. Karishma Ramdan, Rene Bustamante, or Mr. Stefan Vialva, they are also available as well. So once you call any of those numbers, administration will let you know exactly what is going on. Okay. Let me see. Sorry.
One more question.
Okay, good.
I think for internal tremors, any remedies for internal tremors?
Internal tremors. The thing is, you have internal tremors. Internal tremors is central nervous system. So that is going to be sympathetic parasympathetic, what we call your autonomic nervous system. Watch yourself. Maybe your caffeine intake is too much. Pay attention to that. So maybe you're using a little too much coffee, or you may be using sodas and that kind of thing. Caffeine is not one of the best things for the body. I always tell people, those people who drink coffee all 3 and 4 and 5 times for the day, it's just a matter of time before that's going to pay back. And it's going to pay you back full. A susu wouldn't even pay you that good. Because of the amount of, caffeine, and it interferes with the central nervous system. So I would say reduce caffeine, reduce sugar, increase your water intake, and see how you go with that. And then we could always dot our I's and cross our T's after that. Okay?
Do you have for chronic insomnia and anxiety?
That's a walk in the park. That's easy to fix, man. Chronic and that's one of the things I'm saying. So it depends. So let's say we don't know if it's a male or a female, but let's say if it's a female, the possibility exists that is PMS, which is postmenopausal syndrome. There's a product we carry called Nerve Restore. Again, very good product. It is an adaptogen. Works wonderful for sleep, anxiety, depression, because of what it does for the body. But again, I always tell persons, and that's why I don't like to speak about products only. I like to give you information, because someone will go and buy that and they would use it and they would say, but I find it didn't work, or whatever the case may be, or I find I get results, but I didn't get enough results, or something come out on my skin. But it is not the product, because if you are dehydrated, you don't drink sufficient water, there is nothing you can take that the body is going to utilize properly because of the dehydration. So a lot of times, sometimes before you use A, you may have to use the first thing. You might not use it well, A. Before you use B, I should say rather, you have to use A, which is the water. So what I tell persons is start at least with your body weight divided by 2 in ounces. Do that for yourself. So if you know whatever your body weight is now, go weigh yourself and start drinking that amount of water, or even half that amount of water every day for the next 2 weeks. Do that for yourself. And you're going to realize that you're going to start to see changes. When you start to see those changes now, is then you start to do certain things. Because a lot of people would complain, I don't have any energy. I don't have any energy. My energy always low. I need to drink a cup of coffee to get energy. No, 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 no. Those things are short-lived. Your body is telling you something. What is your body telling you? What are you doing wrong? And what do you need to correct? That's the answer that you're looking for. Or that's the answer anybody with any kind of, because you do, as I said, is who said it? Boy, Albert Einstein said the only people who do the same thing over and over expecting a different results is mad people. That's the height of insanity. So if you're doing the same thing over and over, you're still fat, your belly's still big, you're not losing weight, you still have diabetes, you still have hypertension. What are you doing wrong? What should you change? And that's the question that you need to answer if you really want to get results. Okay, so again, those telephone numbers for the Shogunas office is 222-8261. That's 222-8261. And the WhatsApp is 314-9975. That's 314-9975. You can join us on social media. You could, we are Batson and Associates Limited on Facebook. On Instagram, we are Batson and Associates TT. On YouTube, we are Batson and Associates Trinidad. And I believe our TikTok is what, Dr. Batson? Dr. Batson. So you could check out those and, of course, information, and you could utilize the information. Again, if you need any questions, anything like that, you can feel free to give us a call. So it's now 1:58. So I know, do we have any questions again, sir?
No, that's about it.
That's about it for now. Okay, good. Let me just quickly say Ms. Khadija Khan has asked a question. If it is an aspect of headaches. Oh, right. So they were saying, is there a difference between cluster headaches and migraine headaches? Okay, good question. Essentially, yes, in terms of the frequency and the intensity of the headaches. I mean, because you have cluster headaches, you have different types of headaches. But headaches in themselves are all an indication of poor circulation in the brain. Because when those the nerve endings there actually become very close and they touch the nerves, that's why you get headaches. So it means that the circulation in the brain is something that needs to be looked at, and you need to pay very close attention to that. So with our time almost up here, let me say, as we always say at Batson and Associates, if you think health is expensive, try sickness. If you think education is expensive, try ignorance. Base, thank you very much for your time, sir. To the listeners of 106.5 FM, do enjoy the rest of your Tuesday. So many radio stations are mixing them up. My apologies.
No problem, sir. Thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
Listening to Batson Associates here, right here on Freedom 106.5 FM. Join them again next week, Thursday, hopefully, around this time.
Okay, so our social media, how you all doing? Okay, so we have, okay, so let me address this. So who's this? Kadeem Khan Jr.? Why you have to advertise if you're so good? What you mean you don't want people headache? Stop being belligerent. Okay, apparently. Okay, so I'm going to be respectful simply because I should be and I ought to be. Apparently you misunderstood what I said. I never said that I don't want people headache. What I said, as a practitioner, I do not deal with people who play games. You know what games are? Games are people who do not understand the responsibility that they have for their health. Right? And with all due respect, you're fast and out of your place to say that, why am I advertising if I'm so good? You're out of place, boss man. You're real out of place. All right? I'm not being belligerent. All I simply said is that if it is you're coming to me, I make it abundantly and emphatically clear that I deal with serious people who want results, because there are people who are sick and they like to be sick. Okay? So you're not in my field. So I sincerely and I do appreciate that statement. And respectfully, I think I would have addressed you. So understand what I am saying before you make your statements. Okay, Mr. Kadeem Khan Jr., enjoy the rest of your day, sir. So as I was saying, remember those days, the 17th, the 18th, and the 19th, in our Shogunas office. That telephone number again is 222-8261. That's 222-8261. And Davey, of course, is 223-7515. That's 223-7515. For the St. James office, we are located in Red Edge Mall. That's Red Edge Mall, Western Main Road, St. James. That number is 220-8113. 220-8113, and Tobago is 226-4553. That's 226-4553. I'm normally not a person who would pick up people because there are a lot of people who are nonsense, but you're out of place, sir. You're very out of place. Understand what it is I say before you post those nonsense on my live. You don't want to listen to my program. Okay? Enjoy the rest of your day. Right. One of the things I was saying, okay, thank you for your knowledge to the public and to the world. Thank you so very much. So our next program, we go in with DJ Mahmoud. That's DJ Mahmoud Radio TT.com. And we start that program at 2:15 to 3:15. Do enjoy the rest of your day. Remember, as we say, if you think health is expensive, try sickness. If you think education is expensive, try ignorance. Do enjoy the rest of your Thursday.